Hello, dear friends. A warm welcome to all of you in today's online event, Decoding Dreams Changed My Life. Thank you for taking out time today and for your interest in exploring the world of understanding dreams. It's a joy for us to be with you today. My name is Darpan Jha. I'm a volunteer with UCM Teaching and Research Center for 6 years, and it has been a journey full of learnings. With over 15 years of experience in banking and financial sector as of now, I still remember the initial phase of my career, the earlier phase. I was very ambitious, wanted to be successful, wanted to climb up the corporate ladder very fast. I didn't mind hyperactivity, doing overwork. I was intensely competitive. And of course, at that time, I thought these are good qualities, and I was never really conscious of my actions and what they represent. But I also remember that after a certain period of time, I used to get vivid dreams, sometimes good, sometimes disturbing. And like most of us, including some of you, I used to ignore them. I thought these are just abstract fragments of my imagination. But I clearly remember that one moment when my professors at UCM helped me decode one of my intense dreams, which meant that I had behavioral patterns of ego, being self-centered, too much driven by material needs. And these blockages, they stopped me from realizing how my actions sometimes have a negative impact on others. And this understanding, friends, this realization opened up multiple layers in me. I thought I'm a good person. So through guidance received from my teachers, I started becoming conscious of the subtle fluctuations in my energy, and the dreams that followed, they revealed who truly I am. Friends, today I can say with utmost humility that decoding dreams is very precise, scientific, and a structured way to know about ourselves. I'm sure for most of you today, the intriguing puzzles of your dreams will start to fit in right places, as you will see how transformations get triggered through the world of dreams. So, to take today's event forward and to tell us about the world of dreams, signs, and symbols, with a lot of joy, I would like to invite Santosh Nayak. Santosh is an executive director with UCM Teaching and Research Center. He has been with UCM for 10 years. He, along with his wife Harita Nayak, have been instrumental in spreading the knowledge of dreams and symbolic language across India and other countries. Their experiences and guidance have played an important role in transforming the lives of hundreds of students like me. So please join me in welcoming Santosh Nayak.
Namaste, friends. A warm welcome to all of you today in this seminar. It's a real joy for me to see your genuine interest to understand and know more about dreams. So let's start today by asking this fundamental question. What are dreams? Why do we receive dreams? And why is it important for all of us to pay attention to our dreams? So we all receive dreams. And the reason why sometimes we don't pay attention to our dreams is because we find it to be abstract. We find it to be sometimes something that we cannot comprehend. And this is the reason we have normally in normal life, we don't pay attention to our dreams. But friends, let's analyze this more deeply. For some of you here, you may have already heard about our human mind having a conscious part and an unconscious part. So, conscious memories and unconscious memories. So, conscious memories represent things that we are aware about. For example, my name, my likes and dislikes, my friends, my phone number, etc. These are in my control and I am aware of it. So, this is my conscious part, my conscious mind. And what I don't know about myself, especially the triggers behind my dislikes or my inherent fears, comprise my unconscious part. So sometimes we know people have, for example, fear of height or fear of water, or in general, if we look at it, most people have this fear of strangers, stage fear, for example. We normally see that in our life when we have to have a one-on-one interaction, we are very comfortable. We have confidence, we have a good persona, we are able to handle ourselves well. But the moment we are in front of 5 people, 10 people, 50 people, we have a problem. All our confidence goes for a toss. Now, why does this happen? What is the trigger behind this? And this comes from our unconscious memories, our unconscious part. Now, science has already proved that what we are conscious about ourselves is only 10%. 90% is almost unconscious, friends. You see how big a percentage this is? And all the time, we try to control and change our 10%. And we don't pay attention to this 90%. And our dreams precisely show us this 90%. And that is why it is so important to start now, at least, to pay attention to our dreams. So technically, a dream is a message from God. It gives a peek into our unconscious parts. It's like the blueprint of our DNA. When we are able to decode our dreams, we exactly know the root cause of our problems, the difficulties that we have in our life. And when we know this, we can take steps to transform it, to change our life. So, friends, that's why it makes it so important now in this age of internet, in this age of multiple difficulties, multidimensional dynamics, to work on our unconscious patterns and improve our life. So, our foundation, UCM Teaching and Research Center, is at the forefront of this study on dreams. So it was founded by our professors Kaya and Christian Mueller 25 years ago in Canada. So in the last 25 years, they have been giving lectures and advanced classes across the world. So this is a lifetime effort of theirs, which today in the form of this teaching we have in front of us. So to take it a little more deeper about dreams, let me quickly share with you a couple of examples, because this will set the tone for today to know how understanding dreams can help people to change their life. So, friends, in dreams, everything that we see is a symbol, or in real life. For example, like in the beginning, I was sharing with you that in our dreams, we can have abstract things, we can see anything. For example, there can be a celebrity, or we could be flying an aeroplane, or there could be an animal, our relative, etc. Now, what are these things? These are nothing but symbols. every symbol represents a part of ourselves, both on the plus and on the minus. So let me now take an example to help you know this better. For example, let's see a computer. Now, what if you see a computer in your dream that is not working or that is crashing? This is normal. Sometimes, even in our concrete life, we have our computer crashing or our computer doesn't work. Or similarly, it can be our mobile phone also. Our mobile phone doesn't work. So, what does it signify? A computer or a mobile phone is a symbol of communication. It shows our capacity to exchange information. So, when we have a difficulty to communicate, that is when we receive this dream. So when we have a computer that is crashing, it means that this person who is receiving this dream has a lot of hyperactivity. There is too much of data, and this too much of data which is coming from all the sides. I want to do this, I need this, this is happening, from a dynamic material perspective, it creates so much of pressure that the conscious and the unconscious part shuts down. And this is what happens in real life when we have too much processing on our computer or on our mobile phone. It crashes, and then we have to try to reset it. We go to factory settings, etc. Similarly, friends, let's take another example of a symbol that can come in our dream, and it can be a broken chair. So let's see, what does a broken chair mean? Chair symbolically represents our receptivity. It's our capacity to listen. It's our capacity to be open to seek information. So when we have a broken chair in our dream or in our real life, it shows a difficulty to listen to others. So a person who is receiving this dream could be very emissive. He doesn't listen to others. He could be stubborn. He is somebody who would want his way out the way he thinks it is. And that is why, see even in if we look at our concrete life, friends, most of the time when we visit somebody's house, or even if we go for a meeting in an office, or if we were to go for an interview, for example, once we exchange pleasantries, once we greet each other, we offer others to take a seat. This is because we increase our receptivity, our capacity to relax, our capacity to contemplate. And that's how we decode each of these symbols. So, similarly, friends, in our dreams, we can have a tiger, we can see our father, we can see a celebrity, we can see a political leader, etc. And each of them show a part of us. And this is how, when we decode dreams in terms of symbolic language, we are able to arrive at this mathematical equation of our unconsciousness. So this is why it is so important to pay attention to our dreams. So let's now hear some live testimonies from some of our students who have been following this path for some years. We can always have a good life. We can always have a comfortable life. Things may seem to be balanced. But, friends, do you know that even if we have a good life, we can work more to make it even better? So, these people who are going to share the testimonies today already had a successful life, they had an accomplished life, but they also wanted to make it better, to develop more qualities. So let's hear from them how this study of dreams helped them to tread this new path and change their life for the better. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh, for this amazing explanation, very precise and yet so deep about how important dreams and symbols, what is the level of importance that dreams and symbols have in changing our life. Thank you. Okay, so to take the event forward, wow, at first we have a doctor amongst us. I'm sure most of us have experienced illnesses at some point in time, especially now in the world impacted by COVID. Understanding health and healing has become even more important. Dr. Mayur Jain used the knowledge of dreams and symbolic language to understand the root cause of disease. He is an MD, a practicing doctor, a holistic healing physician with a practice of more than a decade. Let us hear from him and his sharing of how dreams helped him in his role as a doctor and the revelations that he received through his dreams. Please welcome Dr. Mayur Jain.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for taking out time on Sunday evening. Well, my journey as a medical student started way back. And from the very beginning, it was a quest, it was a mystery to understand that why disease happened. And to understand the depth of the disease or the real reason for the disease so that I can help my patients to transform those negative inside them at root level. I studied multiple sciences. So my very first journey is basically before I became a student. And at that time, it was a DNA. DNA was a code which is carrying all the disease symptoms or the health condition for me. So the patient asks me anything, and the answer is that it is because of the DNA. But there was still something missing. Then I got into homeopathic medical science. Homeopathic medical science showed me a very different vision that beyond DNA, there is something emotions, the mental behavior pattern, and the dreams. In homeopathy, we don't not only do the diagnosis of the patient, but we take care of the person as an individual and we study the person's behavior, emotions, and the dreams. Like simple dream of, let's say, dragons, yes, then dream of being chased by a bull. And over here, my medicines book, they mention that like if you're just getting chased by a mad bull, it's different. And if you're getting chased by a bull and then you jump into some river or some water body and you're drawn over there, then it is totally different. Having a dream of a plane crash, it's different. Having a dream that I am blind in the dream, it's very different. Now, homeopathy gave me the key that based on the emotions, based on the dreams, I can select some medicines. And these medicines, this complete science, was magically got developed in the early 1800. From 1800 to 1850, there's all materia medica, the drug provings, and the complete methodology came into the world. And since then, it is still working. So in homeopathy, let's say you come to me for a disease, but you have these particular dreams which are reoccurring and which are very, very important for you. Based on this dream, I can prescribe medication. And magically, yes, there is a cure, there is a transformation of the disease that is happening. But still, I don't know how it works. Why in a particular dream or a particular emotion, there is a particular set of medication coming from animal kingdom or a plant kingdom or a mineral kingdom of a medicine. So I started practicing and then I studied Vipassana, I studied energy healings, I started studying acupuncture. But then in 2016, when my father got very ill and it was really a very troublesome time for me, I still remember that when I got him into ICU, the doctor over there, the duty doctor over there, he said that he can collapse anytime. And I was like, okay, so what can I do? You continue your treatment. Let's see what happens. But at that time, one of my very good friend, and he's an elder brother actually, he introduced me to the symbolic science, the science which gave me the opening that why somebody is having a particular disease. It's not just a DNA anymore. If you are having a right shoulder, it is having its own importance. If you are having a left shoulder diseases, it's having its own importance. Why some people have only liver challenges? Why some people are developing IBS out of stress? Why not anything else? Why some is having autoimmune disease like psoriasis? So these things, these symbolic understanding, this metaphysical understanding of the diseases, I was able to receive from dream sign and symbols interpretation course, which I'm studying for the last more than 4 years now. And now I can understand why my patient is sick. And when they ask me a question, why am I sick? Why so much of disease is inside me? Why am I feeling headache only on right side every time? Why I am not comfortable with heat? Why am I not comfortable with cold? So now I can answer them based on this metaphysics knowledge, based on the dreams they have, based on the emotions they have, and combining them with homeopathy, I'm able to better treat them. This is my journey from DNA, a meta point of view, to the emotions, to the dreams, and to the energy level, that how the disease starts inside me, it starts inside my patient. And I'm able to help them using all this knowledge to give them the right root level care and cure. So I hope this inspires you to look into this science, because generally dreams are supposed to be abstract, but no, they are not. 1800 in 1800, that is almost like 2 centuries back, already Dr. Hahnemann put it in the medical science that dreams can be a guiding symptom for the treatment of a patient. And now we have amazing science with us, proper structured manner science, to understand our own sign and symbols and take it forward. So I hope this will help you out to explore this science in more depth. Thank you, Darpan.
Thank you, Mayur. Our experiences of illness is a manifestation of our memories of patterns, and dreams and symbolic study play an important role in revealing such patterns. Thank you so much, dear Mayur, for such an amazing sharing. Thank you. Okay, so let's look at another aspect of our life, work. We all go to work, right? And most of us think about our bosses even when we are back home. During the work, during the day, we go through many emotions like lack of confidence, inferiority, superiority complex, competition, politics. Sometimes we react, sometimes we repress. It is only through dreams that show us clearly what we are dealing with deep within. What kind of energies are we exchanging, and what sort of masks or facades that we see around us? Today, we have with us Deepika, a leader in the industry of e-commerce. She has been decoding her dreams for many years now under the guidance of her professors to understand all these little emotional fluctuations and to improvise herself as well as her work relations. So let us hear from her how the knowledge of dreams led to profound changes in her life. Please join me in welcoming Deepika Kapadia.
Thank you, Darpan. It's such a joy to be here today and share my experiences with you. As Darpan mentioned, I have been in the field of e-commerce for over 18 years. I'm a senior director in an e-commerce organization, and I have worked at Amazon in Seattle, Ola, Myntra, and I always thought of myself as a very ambitious person, which I still am. But few years ago, in 2015, I had already begun my spiritual journey. I was meditating, doing Anapanasati meditation. I had done PLR. I had done very many modalities. I was a Reiki grandmaster, but I hadn't learned to kind of, look deep within yet. And of course, we are guided, by up above. And my life saw me come back to India and close all the loose ends that I had tied. When I had left India many, many years ago, I was sort of a typical teen, not happy with life, wanting to know what more there is, sometimes angry with my parents, etc. And I saw a lot of success abroad. I started my journey. But when I moved here after, rising for many, many years, I suddenly found myself almost destructured. The culture was very different in India. People weren't always receptive to a woman boss, and things were hierarchical, which I was not used to. So I had to adjust very quickly in a city that I knew no, in a country that I actually hadn't worked before, even though I grew up in India, and I didn't have any family or friends in Bangalore. So as you can imagine, it was a trying time for me. And I shared my experiences with a dear friend of mine who was on this path, which I actually didn't know too much about. And she gently told me to try this out. And I would like to share two of my dreams today that have helped me immensely. In one of the dreams, I saw myself giving a very valuable pearl necklace to somebody who had come to borrow it from me. And I was almost desperate for that person to understand that these weren't cultured pearls, these were real, and I'm giving them to you with, treat them carefully. And I saw the person not really appreciating or caring too much for what I was doing, almost grasping them for whatever she needed the necklace for, right? And when I decoded the dreams, my professors gently guided me to understand that, that memories of, not having been right in past lives about receiving are coming back, because friends, we make our own reality. And I have understood in a very profound manner what it means to create your own reality. We meet ourselves in our life, and I realized that I was trying too hard to be accepted. I was trying too hard to be liked. And the integration of the messages that come in our dreams happens gradually over time, but it happens very profoundly at a soul level. And this dream definitely had a lasting impact on my life, and not in an intellectual way. I want to stress that it's not at a thought level, it is deeply at a spirit level that it happens. And I saw my dynamic with my co-workers change. I saw myself get more relaxed and accepting of myself, and realize that I don't have to try so hard. So this was definitely a very profound experience. Another area that I know we all deal with a lot is authority. I certainly have had my learnings with how to deal with authority in the workplace, and this has been a theme in my life. I would either give in too much, or I would, rebel. And frankly, this is, as we all know, spirituality and science are very interrelated. A pendulum will spring from one end, it has to go to the other end and then come to the center. So there is nothing like too much off, but not too little off, right? And again, this has been a very wonderful learning for me. One of the colleagues that I worked with in one of the organizations here, was a very sort of confident, tall, strapping person, almost very dominating in how he came across with his co-workers. And given that I was going through so much destructuring when I moved to India, he would have a profound impact on me. And I would almost not know how to respond to this person's supreme confidence in himself. And again, I know many of us who deal with office dynamics can relate with an example like this, right? Somebody whom you're around and they kind of make you feel unsure of yourself, or, are you saying the right thing? Are you coming across correctly? So I used to be troubled by this. And one night I had a dream where I saw this very tall, strapping man, very little like a child. We were in a queue and I looked at him and he almost looked afraid. And I was so puzzled by this dream. And, when I worked with my professors to understand it, that's when I really understood this pendulum that, sometimes to make up for a very shaky lack of confidence at times, because remember, we are all percentages. We are not just, 100% of one or the other. Actually, this person also had a side of him that was very unsure and felt quite shaky. And again, as I integrated this learning, I realized that I could be more compassionate both to his experience and to my experience. And friends, in closing, what I would leave you with is that the changes that we see when we work with our dreams, as I said, these are not intellectual learnings. They are so deep and profound. They make shifts at the soul level. It is the energy. And, I am here to lead in my field. I'm here to be a leader. Just like people understand ki if you don't have 1,000 rupees in your pocket, you cannot give 1,000 rupees to someone. If you haven't done this work at a very deep fundamental level, you cannot intellectualize it. So, it has been such a grateful and wonderful journey for me. And I continue my work, and thank you for listening. I invite you to stay on and listen to more sharings. Thank you, Darpan.
Thank you so much, Deepika. Work is a unique school of learning, and that gives us an opportunity to know more about ourselves and apply the wisdom, as Deepika said, in practical situations of life and not really make it an intellectual activity. So thank you, Deepika, for sharing your story with us. It was really amazing and explained the dynamics of work well. Okay, so my dear friends, you would have known about movies, you would have seen movies, or you would have heard or seen stories in your life at some point in time where a person rises from nothing to everything. There are people who work hard to follow their goals. They take all material achievements that one can think of. I know one such person. Dhiraj is a chartered accountant and a company secretary by qualification, and he has a varied work experience. So let us hear from him how his dreams helped him to know himself better, to become an entrepreneur who is humanitarian in nature. So please join me in welcoming Dhira Chorasiya.
Thank you, Darpan. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. And hello to everyone. Welcome, friends. As Darpan mentioned, yes, I'm a chartered accountant, company secretary, and I have worked with the consulting firm for more than 15 years. And somewhere in 2014, I thought that I want to try something else, and I became an entrepreneur, which I continue to do currently, working on EQ programs for children and teenagers. I'm married, and I live in New Delhi with my wife and 2 beautiful children. Now, coming back to the journey of dreams, it's very difficult to talk about more than 5 or close to 6 years of journey in 5 minutes. But I still remember back in 2016 April, when one of my friends talked to me about attending a seminar on dream, sign, and symbol interpretation. For me, I have been doing a lot of spiritual practices. So it was like a quest which has been going on for 7-8 years. And I knew that that quest was unconclusive. So when this friend introduced me to this seminar, I thought maybe this is just one another coming my way. But then she mentioned about the word dreams, that this seminar is about understanding the dreams. And I knew that there is something which I really wanted to know. This word dream triggered something. So I thought, okay, let me attend it. And in that one-day seminar, the professors told us that dreams are the codes of our life. And if we can understand the dreams, if we can understand the symbols around us, we can really understand our life program. And even more, we can even change our life program. It came like a shocking revelation to me, to be honest. And I still remember, questioning the professor again and again, that are you sure about it, what you are saying, that we can know our program and we can change it also? And she was very confident. And you know what she said? Dhiraj, don't trust me, try it out. And it sounded like in the world of corporate, like a challenge, that do it yourself. And I was like, okay, I will do it. And 5.5 years, hundreds of dreams, almost like more than 2,000 dreams, I remember. The journey has been so fascinating. So fascinating that today I feel a totally different person. I used to have dreams even earlier, but I had no idea about what those dreams means. Because mostly we think that dreams are abstract, incoherent, inconclusive, and does not make sense. Why do you keep seeing a friend with whom you used to study in your first standard? How come you keep visiting your ancestral house where you used to live when you were a little child? Or how come you keep seeing snakes? How come you keep seeing toilets? And sometimes, we kind of shrug off these dreams thinking these are our negative thoughts. That is what a normal way of understanding dreams. But this program, the DSSI program in 2016, came as a breather. Why? Because I was very excited to know the meaning of my dreams. I was like a child who want to know what exactly it means. And my dreams really helped me to evolve as a person in last 6 years. Honestly, I believe that we all wanted to change. We all are aware of our conscious negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative behaviors. But somewhere there is a difficulty to change. That's what I felt. I realized that we were more like a robots who had a defined program, and we were just acting like that. Okay, we wanted to change, but we could not. You know why? Because the codes of our programs are not understood. And these dreams really helped me to understand the codes of our life, codes of my life, what I need to change. I still remember, back in 2016, while many of you may feel that, yes, I was very successful in my corporate life, in my personal life, but through my dreams, I realized that there is so much of imbalance in my personal and social life. And I don't know how many of you can relate to it. At some time, we can be too good outside, but too intense in our personal life, and vice versa. So I was like that. And I remember through dreams, with a lot of work, I could really balance this very, very important aspect of my life. Of course, I have hundreds of dreams to share, but I will just share a dream which I had a couple of weeks ago. And that was very interesting that I saw that I was in a COVID center, okay, where the vaccination was happening. And I was given a third dose of vaccine, okay. And as you all know that in India, the government has only prescribed 2 doses of vaccine. And in real life, I have got both the doses of vaccine. But in the dream, I got third dose and on my wrist, not on the arms, but on my wrist. And I woke up in next morning and I was wondering what this dream could mean. It looked like a positive dream to me that, finally I got like extra protection from the universe. But then next couple of days, I had headaches. My right side was really, the head was paining. And then I got my dreams revised from the professors. And you know what the dream could mean, that meant? It means that sometimes in my approach, in my thoughts, I could be too protective, because if you look at the symbol of COVID as an illness, it basically impact our respiratory, system. It affect our, breathing capacity. And breathing and, COVID is more related to the world of air, which symbolically means the world of thoughts. So sometimes I can be too protective about my thoughts. Why? Because of the past errors. And that too much of protection kind of obstruct my ability to manifest in real life, because the symbol of wrist. When I related that interpretation, that understanding of dream with my real life, I could connect the dots very easily. I know that sometimes I can be too protective about the negative thoughts, and sometimes those things can, does not help me in advancing in my real life. So that is how, profound dreams can be. You really get to know very deeply about your unconscious memories, which sometimes you are not aware of consciously. As Santosh mentioned in the beginning, we are 90% unconscious, 10% conscious. So these dreams really help me in understanding my 90% of memories, of 90% of who I am really. And every day my dreams help me to understand myself a little better, I can take one step higher. I can probably evolve a little percentage. And that has been my journey in last close to 6 years. And I wish that each one of you who is attending this call can really explore this amazing world of knowing yourself, because that's what the journey of understanding dreams and symbol is. So thank you all the professor, thank you UCM India for bringing this knowledge in my life, and thank you for changing so many lives. Thank you very much. Wish you good luck. Thank you, Darpan.
Thank you so much for this amazing sharing, Dheeraj. Such a wonderful encouragement that when we start to understand our dreams, our outer life starts to change accordingly. Wonderful. Thank you. So, friends, let me ask you another question. How many of you are interested to know about stars? How many of us are keen to know about our past lives? Or does this question come in your mind? How can stars above play a role in our lives? Well, I know one such person who had the same quest. She entered the path of dream decoding to understand her stars, to go beyond astrology through dreams. She is a hypnotherapist and an expert in tarot card reading. I look forward to know from her that how this path led to profound changes in her life. It's a joy today for me to invite and welcome Priyanka Kashyap to share her story with us. Welcome, Priyanka.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tarpan. Hello, everyone. So I started the quest of, looking for the spiritual knowledge very early in my life. And I have been to many spiritual organizations. I have read many books, have done many courses, out of which one was hypnotherapy and the past life regression. And when I did the past life regression course, I was really very happy because it's a wonderful experience to see your past life, go back in past and see what is there, what you can learn from there, what are the changes you can make in your life by looking at your past life patterns. While doing all these courses, reading the books, being on my spiritual quest, I realized that there is a loop where I'm stuck. So I realized that sometimes, most of the times, rather, I should say, I feel like a victim. And sometimes when I'm very angry, I act like an aggressor. I act like a perpetrator. I wanted to come out of this circle because, as it is said in Gita, there is one word in Bhagavad Gita called Sthita Pragya, that is equanimity. When you are in balance, when you are not towards right or wrong, you are just in the middle path. I wanted to be there. I went for many past life sessions. So the place where I was stuck is that every time I would go for a past life session, I would just find myself as a victim. My conscious mind was not allowing me to see myself as a perpetrator also. More so, I didn't want to become dependent on my therapist. I thought there are thousands of lives, and how many times I'm going to go to my therapist to see my lives, and where I'm not able to break through this wheel where I can see myself as a perpetrator also. This is when I found the dream interpretation, the symbol interpretation, this knowledge I found. So when I started working with the 72 states of consciousness, which we call as angels, I started to learn that dreams show us our past lives. And they are not showing to us only a single past life, but the dreams are multi-layered, they are multi-dimensional. And when you start to understand your dreams, then you understand that you can decode so many past lives altogether, and at the same time you can work on so many aspects of yours altogether just by decoding a one dream. So I would like to give you an example of a dream. There was, I should say, it was a nightmare. So there was a nightmare which I would have frequently even before I started to learn the dream decoding. And the dream was like this, that I am in a marketplace with some people. They are, sometimes they are my friends, sometimes with my family. And then in the marketplace, there would be a group of people who will come with the machine guns and they will shoot the guns on us. And it will not be a single bullet, of course. There would be so many bullets. on each one of us, and then I would see that all of us are dead. Prior to this knowledge of symbols, this dream only, increased in me the victimhood, insecurities, and fear. I would feel so insecure when I would look at these dreams. But when I understand this dream through the dream interpretation, understanding the symbols and signs. So it is a multi-dimensional dream. So let's look at the first layer of the dream. So when I see myself being shooted by a group of people, definitely it shows some past lives wherein physically I would have been killed by people. There would have been violent experiences. But at the same time, the other dimension shows that the person who is killing, who is shooting the gun, is also me. It shows certain percentage of past lives, memories, karma, which we say, which I would have done in my life, in my previous lives, where I also would have done the same thing to others. If we look at the another layer of this dream, we see that I am being killed. So I saw I am being killed, the people with me are being killed. It also shows the low self-esteem. Friends, how many times it happens with us that when we have low self-esteem, we feel guilty, and then there will be a program of self-sabotage. We feel that there are people in our life who are dominating, who are aggressive, who are doing this to me, who are doing that to me. But it is exactly, actually, it is our program of guilt, self-sabotage, low self-esteem, because of which we attract such people in our life. As we all know, at least in India, we all know in Bhagavad Gita, it is written, Aham Brahmasmi. If I am the Brahm, I am creating everything for myself. So now, through this dream, I understood that these are also the memories where I was self-sabotaging myself because of low self-esteem. And if we look at the another layer, so if I have so much of low self-esteem that I can create such kind of scenarios for me, why it happened with me? Because in some past lives, I would have had a very, very high self-esteem. And there I would be doing the same to the other people as the people in the dream were doing to me. I would have been shooting the other people. If not physically, I would have done it through my different actions, through my different behaviors, through my dominating or the controlling nature. So once when I started to understand the dreams in the multi-dimensional, in the multi-layers, things started to change with me. My triggers started to dissolve. My helplessness started to become understanding. I started to become more peaceful because I knew that everything is within me. And the best thing which happened with me is a confidence that whatever is happening is in my life is because of me. And I have the key to change that. Dear friends, I was only looking for that throughout my life. I was looking for that key, which gives me the responsibility and also some answers wherein I know, okay, if this is happening in my life, this is what I have to do. And through this, I can get the answers. So finally, I'm getting those answers in my life. I feel a spiritual autonomy. I do not need to look for answers anywhere else now. I get all my answers every morning when I decode my dreams. I get my answers. I get my spiritual report card. I don't need to go to any guru and ask, how am I? Do you think I have some karma? Do you think that I need to change myself? There's nothing like that. I just need to look into my dreams. I just need to look within myself and I have all the answers. And for me, this is the spiritual autonomy. This is all I wanted to share, dear friends. And I hope all these sharings will really help you to understand the deeper and the multi-dimensional world of dreams. Thank you.
Wow, it's so beautiful to listen to these testimonies, these stories. These are like little validations that sometimes, which helps us, gives us the confidence, the encouragement to work on ourselves. Thank you so much, Priyanka. Dreams helps us to understand that outside is just a reflection of what is inside of us. So when we make the changes within, the outer realities become so different. Amazing. Thank you. So let's move forward, dear friends. I'm sure some of you might have experienced in your life that sometimes this question might come up, that is my life going out of synchronicity? Whatever I plan, it doesn't really work like that. And it happens when we don't follow the divine laws. Mohit is one such person that I know who understood this fact greatly. As an advocate in Delhi High Court, who knows the law of the land, but he had a deep quest to synchronize his life with divine laws. He has been working on the path of dreams for many years now. So let us all hear his story of transformation through dreams. A warm welcome to Mohit Chorasiya.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity. As Dhiraj rightly said, difficult to summarize in 5 minutes, sometimes life. At age 14 somewhere, I denounced God. I could not find enough proof that God exists because, I couldn't get the enough marks in spite of doing some rituals in some temple. And I decided that God doesn't exist. And I was logical enough to disprove anyone who would want to prove otherwise. And I maintained that stand almost till 5 years ago. I was a rebel, argumentative, fighter. I had both verbal and physical fight. In numbers, more than 100 physical fights. I was a fighter. I would argue everything. But I succeeded. I eventually made my way. Even I became a lawyer just to prove my fights. Eventually you don't fight physically anymore, then you use other way around. I had many roles to play: company secretary, then as a lawyers, then entrepreneurs, then motivational speaker, and then currently where I'm so happy to be leading an organizations which deals about with emotional intelligence for children and teenager. But what brings what makes me happy to be sharing about this journey of with Dssi is that it has put everything about my life in perspective. 2016, like Dhira said, exactly the same time he shared that I attended a workshop, and spirituality as a word I would find myself disconnect with the word spirituality. To me, it means going in a going somewhere in a temple, singing a song, come back home, and it's like a retired life, and you're waiting eventually to die. That was a largely an intellectual concept in my head, that spirituality is the end of life. So I would never walk that path. Of course, there were questions, there were deep questions that I always wanted to seek. I would read books and meditation. I even attended Vipassana and so many intellectual discourse from so many people. But there was always intellectual. It will always find short of something that I was really looking at. So when Dhiraj shared that, this workshop is different, and I said, don't tell me it's different. It's always the same. Okay, it's more massaging than others. But then he's used the word dreams, and till that time, till that day, I never had a dream, never. So I said, what do you mean? He said, every one of us has a dream. And I said, never had a dream. So he didn't argue with me because I'm very good at arguing. So he said, there's some papers he handed over to me. Either you read and there's a workshop coming up, just out of pure curiosity and just out of telling afterward that I told you, I attended that workshop and I read about that the dream signs and symbols in few pages, like 6 or 7 pages. It intrigued me, but it did something else. I had my first dream. I was like, what? You know, that was the first dream I remember, and I thought that I had in life. And I was like, okay, just talking about it. Why? Because dream is not something that I can logically plan. That today I will have a dream. Today I understand that importance today when we don't have dream, few days in a row, don't remember them. And after that workshop, it stuck to me. It got me in. It challenged my intellectuality. It challenged me in more ways than one I could talk about. And from that day, this was like 2016 August, if I'm correct. And from that day onward, life has not been the same. It's been now 6 years. I remember my first Dssi classes in Bangalore, and I didn't want to attend this course because I think it's okay, the course is good, but I don't need it. I got it. Like sometimes our intellect says that I understood, and that's fine. I don't have to really do a course on that. But as I and I believe now that uh, uh, it attracts you. And I visited, I enrolled for this course. I went to Bangalore. It's a 4-day course conducted by Kaya and Christian. And I think those 4 days of my life, I will never forget. And what happened inside me is something special. It started a journey of uncovering the true me. Okay. And sometime I feel like after 5 years, it feels like the journey is long. My son sometime when my son was asking sometime back that how far is Delhi to Goa, and he looked at the Google map and he said it's so short, because in the map it will not be even an inch line, not a straight line. But I said no, it's very long. So sometimes I feel that life is like that. One day we look at the life from a map, it looks small, but actually it's a journey. And in the last 6 years, all aspect, individual, who I am, who I was, and who I am, my relationship with my wife, my experiment in my matrimonial relationship, my children, my relationship with my children. I didn't like children's, even my own, they happen, and I was totally focused on a material life, just success. I would push myself to the edges and I would push others to the edges. That's what I was doing. I was fighting. I was only concerned about success. I only knew there is no God who gonna come and help me. It's about me and my world. And if I'm successful, everything is behind me. But now I know that I was wrong in a very subtle way. But 5 years, I have had my journey from my individual to my matrimonial life, to my family life, to my career, and to so many other things. It's sometimes difficult to, I can talk on any one issue. Just if I could share a dream in a minute. I live in Goa today. I left Delhi 2019, and I'm so happy and grateful for God and for angels for giving this life. Gratitude is something that I have learned on this path, and this is what um, you know. I don't miss a single day when I don't feel gratitude for how special my life is. And recently there was an episode which was troubling me, and I had two dreams back to back. It was connected with aggression and violence, fight. There was fight. And since I'm in Goa for last 3 years, and I'm virtually, I don't have the kind of society I had in Delhi. I was very well connected in Delhi with hundreds and thousands of people, but all of a sudden I'm all alone with my family. I was spending all my time in my family. So this was troubling me. And when I started meditating, why I'm having these two dreams, all of a sudden I never had those dreams. And then I realized that there is an inner aggression that I have always had. I have not worked on that. And there was an issue going on with the Badminton Association of Goa, where my children do participate. They contest in a badminton tournaments. And I was always had this fighting spirit, especially with authority. And my law degree was, I thought, primarily meant for that only, to issue legal on notice, or to issue threats, or to tell people what's the law and what I can do, so, and blah blah blah. And I had already started fighting, and every time I would fight, I would talk to myself, Mohit, this is not right. I knew that this is not right, but somehow there was memories deep within me who was, you know coming up. And when I had those two dreams, I got the message. I got the message that I need to work on my memories of aggression, of fighting. And immediately when I got this, I started responding differently in those moments. And you won't believe that two occasions where I would have acted otherwise, I withdraw myself from that instinctiveness of fighting. And in the third occasion, it changed. It changed, as if they were thinking, as if all of a sudden things were started favoring for me. And I could connect that God wanted to test if you can control yourself, if you can overcome your negative memories, they will eventually be taken away. They will melt down. And this is just very recent, but there are many, many more that I had in the last 6 years. And the journey is continued, because the more you walk, the more I realize that there is more to come. But at the same time, the only satisfaction I have is that I am on a path. I'm well guided. This course is so well designed. Every single week, dream submissions, webinar, EK, courses, you cannot deviate if you are on this path, unless God has completely different plan for you. So happy, so grateful for every volunteers, the team, uh, Kaya Christian, for putting this path for us, especially for me and my family. My wife is on this path, and my daughter is on this path, and I know my son is not too behind. He's just 11-year-old. Thank you so much. I cannot express how deeply I feel gratitude for what I have got, the key that I have got on this path for last 5 to 6 years. Life is no more the same. I do believe on up above, there is a power. The God is there, and God can communicate. We can communicate with the God and ask any question, and we get answer. Thank you so much for allowing me to share in 5 minutes something about I had experienced. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohit, for such a heartfelt sharing, for sharing your story so openly. And this is what dreams does, my friend. It makes us humble, makes us accept and realize even our negatives. So dreams are like teachers who help us in balancing spirit and matter to become a better person. Thank you. Thank you, Mohit. All right. So friends, women can be successful at anything. She can be a CEO, she can be an amazing entrepreneur, a scientist, a leader, anything. But at the core, every woman, apart from all of this, also wants to be a loving mother, an amazing wife. I'm honored to know this person. She has been working on herself constantly to become a better mother, a better wife through her dreams. And who can vouch for this more authentically than me, because she is my wife. And her presence in my life has been an inspiration for me as well to become a better person. I invite you to hear her story, how Decoding Dreams gave her the guidance to shape her life beautifully. A warm welcome to Shruti Jha.
Darpan, for your kind words. Hello, friends. I'm Shruti. I stay with my husband and two beautiful daughters in Mumbai. Before I share about today's subject, I would like to tell a little bit about myself. So since childhood, I was a very diligent, a very sincere student. So I was able to complete my education, my degree courses very earlier. So my corporate career also started well in time, and I was able to accomplish everything in life that I wanted to, because I was very ambitious, I was independent, I was extrovert, I loved connecting with people, and I did my jobs very well. But personally, for me, I felt that a corporate banking career wouldn't go hand in hand with motherhood. So I had always decided that whenever I have my first child, I am going to quit my job. So subsequently, I got married and I had conceived my first daughter, and very happily, I quit my job also. Things went well for some time. And then in the meanwhile, my second daughter also came in. So, and they were growing very well, but there was small problem that while they were growing up, there was a sense of irritation, of frustration, a kind of a feeling that where am I stuck up? Because I wanted to aspire so much in life. I was not able to understand my role at that point in time. So from a full-time employee, being independent, I was a full-time mother. And I was not able to understand that why I experienced this dualities and this discrepancies, because on the outside, everything was perfect. I have a wonderful spouse, I had supporting in-laws, I had financial stability, so as to say, but I never knew that why still I can experience this intense lack of love. I could be envious of others, I could do unnecessary comparisons. So they say when you are in pain, but you have a purity of intention, then the up above also has his ways of helping you. I was introduced to the Dssi program and I started to receive dreams. And friends, I would like to share one such dream that really changed my life. So one day I received this dream in which I saw a poor girl, must be 11, 12 years old, a deformed face, a deformed mouth, tattered clothes, walking into my house. So at the very outset, in an ordinary consciousness, somebody can think, I don't know this person in the dream and I can ignore it. But I'm so thankful to the up above that I shared this dream with my professors at UCM, and they were able to help me so profoundly with the meaning. I realized that in my real world, I am also acting like this girl, like a beggar, like a homeless person, as if I have nothing, as if I'm deprived of everything. And dear friends, this one dream really changed my life, because I was now able to become aware of why I'm behaving like that. And this was only the beginning. Like they say, one dream leads to another. And in this entire path, an entire journey, that whatever I am today is because I was able to decode my dreams. Friends, it's such a joy that, when your family, your close ones, your friends, they compliment me saying that I'm an inspiring wife, an inspiring mother. But I can assure you that whatever I am today is only because I had access to this knowledge. I had learned to decode my dreams, and I had such a beautiful guidance from my professors. Today, I have been able to recreate my life. I feel like a child again, but this time, a happy one. And I have really been able to recreate my life now, and this time on a strong foundation of love and wisdom. I am today what I am is because of my dreams. Dear friends, I invite all of you to explore this path, to be now able to become more aware about your dreams so that you can also experience this wonderful transformations. Thank you so much for your time on this Sunday, and see you again. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Shruti, for your beautiful sharing. Through dreams, one can validate the shifts that happen within and how old patterns melt away to make way to new beginnings. Thank you for your heartfelt sharings. Okay, so throughout different stages of a life, we are always a teacher and a student at the same time. So many times, ego can make us feel that I'm a trainer, and this can block us from receiving our learnings. Our next speaker understands this dynamic very well. She has been working on herself through her dreams, realizing that even if we teach, we are still a student as well as a teacher at the same time. Brenda from Singapore is a capabilities development trainer and has helped many people in their journey of growth and success. A wonderful opportunity for us to learn from her story. Please help me welcome Brenda Tam.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for your time. Firstly, for putting Sunday aside and to join us on this really wonderful occasion today of beautiful sharings. So my name is Brenda, and I'm a capabilities development coach and trainer where I actually help to strengthen psychology of people in organizations, and help to put them back on track. So, as a coach, people will normally think, they look at you like you got to know everything. You're the coach, you're typically right? But what really happened is that, for the longest time, I looked like I have it all together on the outside, but I was actually breaking apart, falling apart on the inside. I mean, hey, I'm a human being after all, right? So it was really hard to just like hold on to the facade that I'm cool and I'm good, but no, I'm not. And I have been walking on the wrong path, simply put, miserable, sad, and I had a loan as well. I was just really broken. I came to a point of really questioning what is life, what is true life contentment. And I had this with me for a long time, right? And I'm in the business of helping people, but yet I had experienced long moments, in certain periods that I did not have clients, and I was struggling financially, and I could not understand why did I not even have the energy to actually move my work, especially in the business of helping people. Why is that so, right? And I was also very much an extremist, okay, when I was on my spiritual path. So I was working in corporate for 9 years, and I left corporate and I went into, my spiritual journey. And as the saying goes, as you pray, move your feet. And I wasn't able to move my feet. So, I was seeking externally for answers, through the years, right? Seeking to, speaking to healers, astrologists, even though I do numerology myself, I do life coaching and healing work for people too, going to motivational courses. I even went to stay in the monastery, for periods of time. It was almost like escapism, right? Nothing really changed. Okay. I mean, the healing was great, but it was all temporary fixes. So until I get to know about dream science and symbols, symbolic language many years back, I think it was around 2014 or so, the first time, and I started having numerous dreams. Okay. And when I eventually, got onto this program, because my dreams got so intense, right? One of the professors, Harita, she said, Brenda, I think you cannot run away. It's time to be on this program. So I'm so glad when I finally, am on this program. I had numerous dreams that came in to help me tear down the layers after layers, to help me to understand, don't be a fake teacher. Last time focus was on money, right? Because I know I came from banking world. And as a healer, yes, I enjoy helping people, but there was money focus as well. And dreams actually show me so much guidance of the old patterns that I was repeating again and again and again, such as I was being so impatient, I was very results oriented, I was not even receptive, that means open enough. And there were parts of me that I needed to be recognized and for fame. I had some publicity, over the years because, being an author, having launched a book, I was so, mentioned on local media and stuff like that. So it was very superficial for me. That also explains why I personally have difficulty meditating for a long time, even though I used to run, some simple basic meditation classes. So incongruent, right? and I remember how I used to just interrupt people, and I never knew that was not okay. Yeah, all these little simple things until I started dreaming so much, and all these are being shown in my dreams of what was right and what was wrong for me, tearing down these layers. I'm going to share one dream with you, right? I even had a dream, that there was a period of time before the dream, right? Give you a bit of background. I've often had, several times investors wanting to invest money in my business. So there was one particular investor, he said, hey, Brenda, I've got extra money. Either I'm going to invest in your business, I want to help you, or I'm going to use the money to buy a car. Okay. A sports car, by the way. So wow, I got so tempted. I was in the head like, wow, let's do business. And long story short, that dream came right after when I asked to be given the guidance. In short, because it was a long dream, I'm going to give you a key quote about the dream, right? That I dreamt of a Ferrari and the Ferrari crashed. Okay, on top of the rest of the story. So in short, the dream was telling me if I had gone ahead with the investor, take the money, and to use the money, which was doing a lot of publicity as well, I would have had great difficulties. I would be repeating my same old patterns again and again, and it's going to put me in a worse situation than ever before. It is almost like saying, I'm going to have to die again and again and again just to learn my lesson. Just to let you know, right, the amount by the investor was in the range between $100,000 to $200,000. Okay. And I'm so glad when I got out from a dream, I did not take the money, of course, though, wow, the carrot was dangling in front of me, right? And I did not. And I'm so glad as I look back now, because I understood, I decoded it. My values and the investors' values were very different. We would have clashed so badly. It would have really put me in a difficult situation or even a legal situation. Okay. So very often, we think about saving the world, dreaming about making big for the world, doing something humanitarian, or like things like that, right? And through the dream, it has also shown me, me dreaming big, being so results oriented, wanting to do so much. But we cannot even take good care of those small things around us, like our parents, if you have kids, like your kids, your friends, all these little things, actually came out to teach me how to become a better version of myself, and through this whole period of time in my dream course, I've really learned how to have so much more patience, so much more openness and receptivity, so much more love to take care of what is really small, to learn to grow and nurture it across my work, relationships, family, so that it can grow and become bigger, not just one shot, go for it, make it big. Okay, so that's like old patterns that I've been repeating for the longest time. So as a result, of my dreams journey and so many dreams that I've had, I'm totally inside out really a different person. I cannot imagine if I did not go for this dreams course, what would have life become for me? Today I can really see myself shifting bit by bit, not getting caught up, whether it's fame. I've tasted it and I know how I lost myself. It's so simple to just lose yourself as aware as I am. Having chalked up huge loans previously because I did not understand money, when I left corporate, and finally cleared my entire loan, and then through the guidance of my dreams, right? And now to having a lot more patience, being more open, taking steps to take out what is small and grow it. And I can see even my clients that come through my door now has all changed. It has changed drastically. Like the clients that have come through now have also shown interest in wanting to become better versions of themselves. It's a lot more meaningful in the work that I'm doing today, working with my clients, the value that I can bring for them. And it's not just about, money like before, when I first started the work, right? So today I'm very happy that also with this dream, science, and symbols knowledge, I can use that, to also help my clients to share this knowledge and bring even more deeper purpose in how they too can have better versions of themselves. So my dear friends, it is so amazing that with dreams, it can actually show you that you can actually be on the right path through God's love or up above, whatever you want to call it, that's actually here to help. I'm sorry that I just really want to share this, squeezing this in the last bit, because just today, a friend of mine who's been grieving, someone very close to me because of a passing. And this morning, this friend told me about this dream. And I'm so glad I can help my friend decode it, because this dream actually, in short, show that he has gone into depression and his self-destructing thoughts is actually destructing him. And if he doesn't take care of it, it's leading to something suicidal. So can you imagine a dream of such can actually save someone's life? And I'm so glad just this morning I had the opportunity to be able to share and help to decode simply in a way to help this person understand. So sorry that I've just added this last part in, because I felt, dreams is more than just for ourselves, but how we can also help other people's lives to become better. So thank you so much for today to have the opportunity to share my journey and, along with many others on this amazing, profound, life transformational journey with dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda, for this profound sharing. As humans, we can sometimes wear different masks, live different lives, but our dreams always reflect the actual truth. Thank you so much, Brenda. It has been a wonderful feeling to witness so many people having greatly benefited from the knowledge of decoding dreams. And I'm sure these stories would have triggered a spark in some of you, a quest to know more, to go deeper. It was the same spark which inspired us to take the next steps. A small step, perhaps, for me as a human body, but a giant leap for me as an ever evolving soul. So now I would like to humbly invite our Executive Director of UCM Teaching and Research Center, Santosh Nayak, for his words of wisdom and inspiration. Thank you. Thank you, Santosh.
Wow, such an amazing and profound sharing. I'm really touched to see these transformational stories of some of these students. So friends, we can see here how in our normal life, we can have problems in our work, in our couple, related to health. It can be so many different facets of our life. But when we have an intention to change and a very profound tool, a diagnostic tool to help us know what the root cause of our problem is, we can see such successful transformations. It's really heartwarming for us to see that the efforts of our founders and all the professors over all these years, how it is now helping thousands of students across the world, in India, through the various programs that we have, to really have this spiritual autonomy, to have this power in their own hands, to take these new steps, to take these very, very advanced, very deep changes, to have a real life transformation. So these transformations, what you have just heard from all these students of ours, is not just intellectual, it's not theory. It has happened in their life. They have seen problems which they seemed will never change, or they have to live with it all their life, have changed for the better. They are having a wonderful life now, and they continue to work on themselves to keep improving. So also, friends, I was very happy to see the group chat here, and some of you have asked a few questions, and I'm really very touched to see this interest from all of you to know more about symbols, more about your life, more about dreams. But due to paucity of time, perhaps I will not be able to answer all these questions, but I will surely take 2-3 of them. So one of the questions I saw in the chat was about the symbol of snake. This is a very profound symbol. It's a very, very, very important spiritual symbol. We see a snake in almost all the traditions. We see it in different photos. We have seen it in the a snake being shown with the spiritual masters, spiritual paths, enlightened people. So this is very profound. So what does a snake symbolize? So, like I mentioned in the beginning, friends, every symbol has to be seen in the light of plus and the minus. So, on the minus, a snake represents emotional coldness. Because a snake, let's look at the behavior. We need to get into the essence of every symbol to know what it exactly represents. So, let's look at the behavior. Let's look at the nature of a snake. A snake is a cold-blooded animal. It's not warm-blooded like us humans. It's cold-blooded. So it shows emotional coldness. Similarly, a snake has no ears. It cannot listen. So it shows a lack of receptivity, a lack of listening. Also, a snake is very long. It's thin and it's very long. So it represents emissivity, too much urge to force its way out. And the most important thing is the way a snake moves on the earth, on the surface. Unlike other animals or unlike us humans, most of the body surface touches the earth, which means it is too much in matter. For as example, friends, as humans, only our sole of the feet touch the ground. Even with animals, a tiger, lion, cat, only the sole of the feet is touching the earth. But in the case of a snake, its entire body is touching the surface when it is moving. So it shows too much presence, too much into matter. So seeing a snake in a dream in a negative context shows too much material energy in that person, too much of ego, too much of emotional coldness to satisfy, to achieve his own desires, his own needs without being receptive about others, without listening to others. And on the plus, when you transcend these negative aspects, you have these qualities. You have a controlled ego to manifest well, and you have the right emotions to sense, to have sensitivity with you, and the right capacity to materialize. Okay, so let me take the next symbol. I think it was to do about flight. So flying away in an aeroplane. So symbolically, an aeroplane or flying away represents our thoughts. So on the minus, this symbol of flying away, taking a flight out, shows a tendency to avoid problems in matter. So a person getting this symbol in his dream shows that he can find the concrete life around him to be difficult. He wants to escape from it. He doesn't want to take responsibility. So he wants to take a flight away. And on the plus, having a flight or being in an aeroplane and having a view down shows a capacity to elevate himself or herself to have a more global view, a capacity to also take concrete steps to solve these problems once he has this global view. So you can see here how a symbol will have both plus and the minus, and depending on the context, we apply this. And also, friends, there was one interesting question I just saw somebody asking more about how to know or how to learn Decoding Dreams. So I want to share with you, friends, that this is what our foundation's main objective is. The expertise of our foundation is in helping people, in training people, in teaching people to decode dreams in the light of symbolic language, to understand the signs that they have, the concrete life, and to be able to autonomously take steps to change them. So it takes me a real joy now, friends, with all the sharings that we have, also to introduce you to a very advanced, very profound program that we have on dream interpretation. This is for all of you who are interested to learn decoding dreams and continually have changes in your life. So we call it the Dream Sign Symbol Interpretation Training Program, the Dssi program. So this is a one-year program, as you can also view on the flyer here. It's a one-year program starting in mid of February and it goes on until the mid of December with the short intermission in July. It's a completely online program, and it is very beautifully structured with live classes by our professors. It also has weekly dream submissions. So every student submits their dream every week on this secure online portal. And then they receive the revisions from their professors with the guidance to make changes in their life. And this is, and also there are research assignments where students also get into to know and analyze certain deep aspects of their life. So it has beautiful elements to have a holistic 360-degree review and 360-degree analysis. There are ample opportunities also in this program to have direct communication, direct interaction also with the professors. So this is a program where you are handheld by a team of experts, a guide that you always look forward to, who can help you to understand your dreams. So you can, to know more about this, if you are interested, you can visit our website, www.ucm.center, or you can write to us in the email ID, which is given on this flyer you can see here. So we have this annual program happening now. We have students from more than 51 countries who are participating in this program. So we have the English program, we have the French program, we have a few hundred students every year registering for this. And the admissions are now open for this program because it starts in February. So if you are interested, please visit our website, do write to us, and you can make this new beginning to understand your life by knowing your own unconscious but very important aspects. So this is an opportunity, friends. I want to again thank you for your beautiful receptivity to be in this program and to listen to this amazing life transformational sharings by some of these amazing people. No, I'm really so touched to see their continuity with this knowledge for 5 years, 6 years. No, this is so important, friends. If we need to have a deep transformation, we need to also make deep efforts. We also need to make profound efforts. Profound changes cannot happen in crash courses or just attending a workshop or a seminar. It needs continuity. It needs structure. It needs patience. It needs perseverance. And all these success stories that we have heard today, and many more that we have, are all a result of this profound efforts that all of them have put in to have a real meaningful change in their life. So I once again thank you all and wish you a good continuation into the year 2022. Thank you.
The DSSI training program is a program that helps us to understand symbolic language and gives us also the capacity to discover dream interpretations. With dreams, we can accelerate our evolution. We can know ourselves. And this is something that is very, very important, because with symbols, you connect yourself to your thoughts, to your emotions, and also to the memories you have within yourself.
Through times, we develop our capacity to decode them, to interpret them, and it becomes like a music.
It's a message from your memories, from your unconscious, and in having access to your dreams, you can change your destiny, you can change your future, you can change your past in your memories, the vision that you had from your past that created sometimes some interferences in your life. This is also a teaching that triggers autonomy, because it's nobody that is going to tell us what to do. We receive in our inner world, through our dreams, through our signs, through our understanding, what to do and what to change. So that's very, very profound.
Dreams really are our blueprints, and when we learn to decode them, we can really achieve the greatest constructions of our life.
The DSSI training program is a program that helps us to understand dream signs and symbol interpretation. It's an extraordinary journey to meet the memories that constitute who we are. When we study dream interpretation, we open the door to understand nightmares. Often people, they receive dreams, but they are afraid of their nightmares. And one day we understand that one nightmare is only a small percentage of the memories we have accumulated over time. We are not only the nightmare, we have beautiful qualities within ourselves. But this is very important, because in one nightmare, we can really reprogram ourselves, we can change. Studying dreams and signs and symbols opens the capacity to cleanse the memories, to transform ourselves in a very, very beautiful way.
It is an intelligence that we have within us, and that is unexpectedly tremendous in terms of potential and capacities. So when we learn to decode it, when we learn to decode this code, eventually we develop new capacities, new abilities to understand and to react, to adapt, and to better interact also with others.
There is always the plus and the minus, always the positive aspects and the negative aspects. So there is no judgment. We always know that behind negativity there is a potential for transformation that can become positive one day. This is how students of the DSSI training are trained, and throughout time, with the inner work and this very profound knowledge and understanding, it gives you stability. You are calm. You are never disturbed, because you know that evil is educational and illness is always educational. Well, it's not funny to be ill, but there is always a reason. We have created this illness throughout times with certain behaviors, way of thinking, way of feeling, way of behaving, and then our body is showing us, look, you have something to be changed. If you feel appealed to know yourself more profoundly, to go more deeply in your memories, to know how to decode your dreams, how to decode your life, welcome to the DSSI training program.
Welcome to the Dssi training program on dream science and symbol interpretation.
The Dssi training is welcoming you to help you understand yourself on all levels.
Be ready to discover your memories.